Hello everyone. We got an very interesting drone today to review. This one is the JJRC X6 AIRCUS. Been waiting for this drone to arrive so I can see it, review it, and play with it, and it has finally arrived. So it is a 1080p camera, 2-axis gimbal. That's the part I really like about it. So it has a gimbal on the camera, which will help stabilize your video, obviously. So it can fly indoors, right? And it has a double GPS positioning, which will help with better accurate positioning of the GPS. It has, obviously, because it's a GPS drone, it has return to home. Obviously one button, follow me, and the gimbal, as I said, and the 1080p camera, which is also tiltable up and down. With the help of the gimbal, it will be a stabilized kind of tilting of the camera. It has brushless motors, which is going to last a lot longer, and also it has the battery check, which is a button on the battery, which we'll see in a second. Okay, so let's get inside and see what is there. So the first thing is the instructions and the quick start, things like that. So first you got the quick start. So this one will show you how to get everything set up, how to get battery in, also assemble it. And that's what this one is, the JJRC quick start. And this one is the full-on manual, and all the instructions and everything is in there. Most likely things about errors, in case you see any errors, and troubleshooting and things like that should be in there in some place as well. Okay, and then that's your QR code to download the iOS app or the Android app. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so and there's your drone. So first you got the actual drone itself. It's a mini Phantom clone. It looks very close to it. Obviously, it's about half of the size, or at least 40% smaller than the actual Phantom. But the first impression, the build quality seems to be pretty nice. Not really cheap, flimsy, plasticky kind of feel to it. Even has the vents in the arms for better ventilation and cooling down the motors and things like that. You got brushless motors in there, very tiny, but given the flight time, they should be pretty strong. And then that's where the battery goes. The camera is in the box at the moment, which means it's a removable camera. Maybe the reason they've done it that way is in case they come up with a 4K version of this, then you can replace it with the new camera. It's actually pretty smart. Okay, then the next thing you got in there is the battery. Everything looks like the Phantom, the Phantom, but a bit smaller. It's very interesting, and that's where you check your battery level. That button, and also it will turn the battery, the drone on and off as well. So that's the controller. Again, very nice build for the kind of price you're paying for this, and it's very Phantom-like as well. And I can see there's a display in there which should show you a lot of information about your flight. We'll get to see that soon as well. The next thing you got is the phone clip. So this one will go on your controller, and then you can put your phone on that. I'm guessing something like that, but it has to be screwed into there. I guess we'll get into that when we do the test flight. And then you got the propellers. So you got 6 propellers in there. 4 will go on the drone, and you got a spare one of the A type and the B type in case you need to replace them. So that's what those are. And finally, you got the mini flips screwdriver and the charging cable. Okay, so it's just a mini USB charging port. So what this means is you can charge it with any kind of phone charger that you have, which will make it easy. To install the camera, all you need to do is to place this inside and then twist it, and there's your camera installed. Okay, the battery will just slide in. That's it. So we'll just slide in like that. And then you can see the camera is active now. So it has initialized itself. And now you can see that it's stabilized. So as I turn and rotate, it will keep its position. That is what will help in creating nice videos. Definitely a gimbal. There's no chance of creating anything cinematic if you're not using a gimbal on your drone, but this one will definitely help with that. So then the propellers, you need to pay attention to the type. So you got type B there and type A, B and A. So we'll just screw them in the right place, and it's just easy to screw. Make sure it's nice and tight. So like that, all the propellers are on. And as I said, make sure you place them in the right location and make sure they're actually very tight. Another thing I need to mention is, so this camera, as you can probably see there, it has a memory card slot. What that means is it will record the videos directly on the SD card. That will help with the quality as well. So what we have on the controller, so we have the camera up and down, on and off button, indoors flight, and GPS mode, and return to home. And then you got the key for setting the GPS. And I guess it will switch on and off the headless mode as well. And then that one is your speed, high or low. So then you got the joysticks, and this one is the auto takeoff. And then on your display, you can see all the details in there. So I suppose this one takes, I think, AA batteries. I'll double check that now. And once you place the batteries in, you can turn this on. On the back, you got the photo button and the video button. So this will start and stop the recording or take the photo. So the video quality for this is 1920 by 1080p at 25 frames per second. The weight, the flying weight of the drone with the battery and camera and everything is about 350 grams. 500 meters of flight distance. The battery itself is a 7.6 volt battery of 3000 milliamp hour, and it will give you a flight time of around 20 to 23 minutes. So we'll test this when we do our test flight as well. There's a lot of features like altitude hold and return to home and all of that, everything that you need for an intro-level drone that you can try out, do some nice videos with it, get into the sports and see if you like it. And then from there, if you want to upgrade, then from there you have so many options to do that. But with this drone, you have almost everything that the Pro drones also have, obviously excluding the sensors. So what they've done in here, as you can see, they've got the place holder for the sensors, but nothing is there yet. Maybe in the next version they might release one with the sensors, but aside from that, this can give you pretty much anything you need in terms of flying a drone, and then you can definitely keep using this for a long time, or once you get into it, you might want to get other drones as well. So with that, we're going to go and do a test flight now, and we see how this one actually performs outside and in the real world. So here again with the test of the JJRC X6, and we're going to start our test flight. So we're going to take off and see what the hovering is like. So I'm gonna keep myself steady so you can see exactly how it actually hovers. In terms of noise, it's very quiet. I'd say 3 or maybe 4 out of 10. Okay, that looks okay. Let's go further up. And then forward. So this one, because of the 2-axis gimbal, it should potentially capture some good video. Today is a windy day, so a part of the shaking that you might see is going to be due to the wind. And you can see it was kind of drifting off, but it returned back to the location, the point. So let's go further up and get a view of the park. So at the moment we have about 80 something, or 60% actually, 70% battery. Setting up took a bit of the battery. I think that's the first time, but after that you should be able to get started a lot quicker than that. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm gonna just do a photo as well, so I can share the photos with you as well. Okay, back to the video and start. Okay, it's recording again. All right, let's go backwards. See how that works. Not too bad. Let's come forward. And I'm gonna whip it left and right to see so if you see there, you can see the drone going left and right really dramatically, but the video is not that bad actually. And it's all to do with that gimbal. All right, so let's try some of those features before we run out of battery. Okay, it's actually pretty fun. It's pretty fun to fly. And the FPV is fairly decent. There's no lagging, or any sort of noticeable lag in the video. All right, let's lock the camera towards myself and see what we got there. So I am gonna try the follow me first. So I think it locks on my kind of position. It's either the phone or the transmitter, but then it's gonna potentially just keep following me. That's not too bad. Keeps me in the center of the frame, and the video is potentially going to be pretty smooth as well. I mean, with this 2-axis gimbal, you can't expect a very high-end stabilization, because first of all, it's a 2-axis gimbal, and secondly, it's a hobby grade gimbal, not a professional grade. But regardless, seems to be keeping up nicely. Okay. Now I'm gonna get out of that and then try the circle me mode and see how that one actually works. All right. So I think it's like, yeah. Now it started. So I get in the middle of the focus. Let's see. Ah, I missed it. Alright, let me just stop that. Okay. Gonna get underneath it. Alright. Let's start this again. There we go. Pick it up a bit. Tilt the camera down, which you can do by using those buttons. And there I am. Hello. Okay, so it has a VR feature as well. So if you got goggles that are going to use it with the VR, you can definitely do that. Okay, so I think that's pretty much about it. It's got the return to home, it's got the altitude hold, and that's about it. Really easy flyer. You can see your location on the map to see where you are. It takes 1080p videos and photos. That's how you can bring it up nice and smooth. It shows the height, so we are at the 42 feet and 97 feet up and 44 feet distance. Also shows your speed on the display as well. Very nice beginner drone. It has some of the functionalities of a pro drone, but all at the hobby level, and that's pretty much what you're paying for as well. It's a mini Phantom. The replication is not too bad. Not too bad. Especially the quality of the build, and the video is not too bad. It's almost a 2K video. So the wind is really picking up right now, but this one is really holding its position and fighting the wind. So if I want to do a manual orbit mode, I can do it like this. So it's kind of the muscle memory thing, and once you get used to the sticks with the drone, you can always do it manually as well in case you wanted to. Not saying you have to. Having said that, if you do it manually, it's going to give you a lot more options, because you can control the height, the speed, and all of that at any given time. So I can slow down like that, or I can go really fast like this. It takes a lot of practice, obviously, otherwise it won't look as smooth as if you were to do it using a pre-programmed option on your drone. But still, it's a nice skill to have. Let's try one more thing, and that is this. So point it, completely down. It's going to return to home. Unfortunately, I can't cancel it. Okay, so we're out of battery at 20%. It initiates the return to home. And it doesn't really let me stop it. Okay, so just a fail-safe feature. So it goes to 30 meters when it does the return to home. And then finds the takeoff position. And then after that, it will come down. So as you can see, it's already down to 15%. And by the time it actually lands, I'm guessing it's going to be around 10%. That's why it doesn't really allow you to stop the the return to home. So let's see how good it's going to find the takeoff position. There we go, now I found it. It's coming down, it's coming down. There we go. So you can see about 15 centimeters. That was pretty good. Let's go stop that. I think it flew for, gonna guess 17 minutes, but you can see from the video for sure. But not too bad. Not too bad. I do recommend getting the extra batteries so you can fly a bit more. Otherwise, the one battery, you can only get up to 20 minutes, I think, from this. Let's see if we can push the boundaries a bit. It likes to come down, I'm not letting it. Go up. Got 7%. It's gonna drop at any time now. It's coming down. Let's push the boundaries a bit more. I'm planning to catch it in case it falls. Okay. This is fun. It's actually pretty cool. It's hitting the geofence because of the battery, so it's not allowing me to go further back. Okay, I'm gonna bring it in and land it. Okay, seems like my GPS is not as accurate as the drone's. Okay, so I got another 2 minutes out of it. So it's definitely going to get me up to that 20 or maybe just above the 20. And that was the review of the JJRC X6. If you have any questions, please leave them as a comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you like to see more videos like this in the future. I'll leave a purchase link in the description, and if I find a coupon code, I'll do that as well, so you can get a bit more discount. Alright, thank you guys, and until later, bye.